Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys, that means tonight is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, part 2 of the reunion. But in the meantime, we are back on Up and Adam channel 2. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We haven't talked about the Chrisleys in a hot second, and we don't have a positive update, I'll tell you that. So before we jump in, you guys know how this works. If you haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I guess let's just get right into it. Starting here. I mean, life. So thank you to Reality Blurb. Savannah Chrisley has not had the brightest few years with her parents behind bars. And well, she's done her best to keep the public updated about her father, Todd Chrisley, and her mother, Julie, and their respective stints in prison. But now she's sharing heartbreaking news about both. This, for them, has been such a ride. And I don't know if you guys remember, especially for any of the newbies who came on, welcome to the Addams family. But this has been such a ride. And I remember having Emily D. Baker on and her talking about how this situation with the Chrisleys, this might be one of the few that makes it through to the appellate court and actually has their convictions overturned. I think that they were really excited about that and hopeful, thinking, yeah, like, okay, there were so many things that happened that shouldn't have happened, and maybe we have a chance. That's not what happened, clearly, especially if she's sharing bad news. But as fans know, Todd and Julie began their prison sentences for charges related to fraud and tax evasion. This was in January of 2023, and this came after they were found guilty of defrauding banking institutions of around $30 million. Yeah, this was a whole thing, you guys. I don't know if you remember, but I have a funny little cat in the background. I'm like, be quiet, titty tat. Now, unless something changes, he's set to remain in prison until 2033, and Julie will be there until 2028. This is insane. So, according to the Daily Mail, Savannah recently took to her Unlocked podcast to provide an update on her father. One of the most notable things that she said was that her dad would soon be relocated due to his current facility shutting down. But sadly, Savannah doesn't have any idea where he'll end up. She said, before I wrap up, something I did not touch on that I want to touch on because I posted it on social media, but dad's facility is closing down. Yeah, but then I guess the next question would be, naturally, if it's shutting down, where does he go? But then I think what the scary part is for her and her family, now he's already intertwined into that facility. I don't know why they would be upset with it shutting down, because they have written so many letters and they have exposed so many things behind the scenes about mold and bad living conditions and really, really hot summers and cold nights and no AC and no heat and just a lot. It's been wild, to say the least. But like I said, she has been so vocal about all of this. But hold on. We're not done. Savannah went on and saying, FPC Pensacola is closing down. It's a bittersweet feeling. I'm happy it's closing down because no human being should be subjected to the conditions or treatment that the facility gave. But I'm sad that it's closing down because I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know where they're going to try and put him. She also shared more about the conditions and treatment her father has allegedly been subjected to while at the prison in Florida. And she said that a woman who works there hates her dad. And she's threatened to send him so far up in New York to make it harder for his family to visit him. She said, I hope and pray that this does not happen because that is pure retaliation and I will not stand for it. I mean, that's also, I've had these conversations a few times, and some people will say on here in the comments, well, Adam, they're in prison. Like, sorry, that's what happens. You do something wrong, you go to prison. This is what happens. I get it. And then other people are like, oh no, well, even though you're in prison, you're just trying to do your time and that shouldn't be a thing. I get that too. I get both sides of this. But wait, hold on. Oh, we're not done. I mean, She noted that the law states that inmates have to be within 500 miles of your home. And she then said, I hope and pray that they abide by that policy because if not, you guys know I will fight tooth and nail. And apparently, she has plans to stop the prison that houses Todd from being torn down so she can gather documentation to prove that her father has been subjected to harsh treatment. And the frustrated daughter said, but the facility is closing down and they will be demolishing that facility. And I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that demolition. That's not going to happen. But she said, yes, that was my end goal, but it's not my end goal until I get all of the documentation that I need. And that documentation that I need is a full and thorough inspection of that facility and the environment. I need to know the amount of lead-based paint, black mold, sepsis. She said, I need to know the numbers and the drinking water. I need to know it all because there are men leaving there with numerous medical issues, cancer, you name it. So they went to that facility for a certain time and they're leaving with a lifetime sentence. So I want to have all the documentation for these men to file a case, a class action lawsuit, if they deem fit. So I'm going to try and stop the demolition of that. And I don't know where dad's going to go. And that's the tough part. But as mentioned, Savannah has also spoken about her mother's experience behind bars. And recently, she read a letter about Julie and her unfortunate prison transport. And she believed that she was being taken to Lexington, but she ended up going to a facility in Oklahoma. Savannah began her Instagram post with the caption, my heart shatters as I read my mom's letter from her prison transport. She was stripped of basic necessities, things no one should ever be denied, and while under the care of her own government. I actually really, and I think that everybody is different in this. Again, I commend what Savannah is trying to do. And Savannah is looking at her parents like they should not be in there. And who knows, based off of, again, I trust Emily D. Baker more than I trust Savannah or anybody else. But with Emily saying that there were some holes in some of the cases that actually put them into prison in the first place and got them these sentences, I believe what Emily D. Baker is saying. Love her. But also so many people too will be like, out of reaction, oh, well, your super extremely wealthy, rich celebrity parents are having a hard time being in prison after they did something wrong. Oh my God, imagine that. And it's like, what do you say to that? You know? So I don't know. I personally, this is, I guess, my next question for you guys. I want to know if you guys think that they will eventually get out sooner than what their sentences are putting them behind bars for. Because if you look at Jen Shaw from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's like every time we turn around, her sentence is being more and more and more reduced. You know, I think it's been reduced like 3 times. They have shaved almost 2 years off of Jen Shaw's sentence. And I don't even think we're done yet. I think that they're going to continue shaving off time because she was put in federal prison camp, Bryan, Texas. And she was specifically put there because they had incentivized programs that she could take, like anger management and rehabilitation programs and educational programs that would reduce that sentence for her. And that's what's happening. So what is going on with Todd and Julie? I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Definitely don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.